So let me first come to Snigdha. Snigdha, you worked as an IT professional and you are an MBA as well. You graduated with maths, physics, and electronics. So, what was that thought process which made you change your profession as an NLP practitioner and a healer?
Very good question. In fact, a very good question. I first wanted to congratulate you on a question like this. Yes, coming from a technical background, being a coder, being from corporate job as well. I have worked with Oracle. I have worked as a database administrator, and being from a very technical background. Now, NLP is also a neuroscience, right? It requires certain applications of basic physics and electronics. Ultimately, everything is vibration. Each one of us, each one of being is vibrations. So yes, it helps. That is one. Another thing that I had noticed when I was running a very, very successful career with my own brand called Logicsoft. Logicsoft was into IT training and consultancy and authorized prometric testing center. For 14 years I ran that business, and at the peak of it I left that business as well, because that was no longer challenging. So I wanted to do something which is not routine. It has to be different. Money keeps coming and going. Money is a security, yes, we have enough, but then to be able to do something very different and something that I wanted to do. See, when you initially take up jobs when you're in your early 30s, those jobs are for running your family, running your paying off your loans, for building a house. So you need, initially you do need a lot of money, so, and you really need to work hard. But over a period of time you really realize that that's not the only thing that you're living here for. And that actually that does come in after the age of 35 or so. It doesn't happen at the late 20s or early 30s. This gyan doesn't come to us, right? So we suddenly realize that, yeah, we need to do something for myself, something, something which I'm very, very happy at. So yes, I totally, when the industry matured and people started, the IT companies themselves had training courses of 6 months, where they are no longer required to go and do courses. So most of the major brands did shut down at that point of time. And that's where good I took, see, one should know when to start a business, and also should know very well when to close a business. People mainly they keep prolonging and you're dragging a business when it doesn't even give the basic return. So one should, so that's probably, that was I would thank God. But then later on I realized there was something, there were certain health issues that I started having. I had my friends who were having, and there was one thing that I realized. Now probably this happens to everybody. Whatever I used to think, हे भगवान कहीं मेरे को डर है कभी ऐसा नहीं हो जाए, मुझे कभी एक डर है कि कभी एक दिन ऐसा नहीं आ जाए. एंड ये जो भी डर के आगे डॉट 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 होता था, वट एवर आई यूज टू थिंक, आफ्टर दिस, oh God, let there be no day then I am left with no securities in life or no financial security, something of that sort. And eventually the same thing actually occurred. It started happening. And I was wondering, when I've been keep on telling to myself that ऐसा नहीं हो जाए, so I was using negative, right? मैंने ना बोला ना कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, और exactly वही चीज हो क्यों रही? Why is it happening with me? Why the same thing when I want, so then I realized what is the thought process that I've been having. Yes, then there have been a lot of Louis Hay and everything else that I read. I read a lot. I searched online, and I started finding, everything begins with your mind, right? The thought that you have in mind. If the thought itself, has a negative word like nahi ho jana, you're not having. Okay, it's like your thought, your brain is nothing but it's a processing machine, right? It's like Google. So on Google, if I search, okay, how to not to swim, it will only show me pages of swimming, right? So that not is ignored, right? That not word तो कभी process होता ही नहीं है. वैसे मेरे दिमाग में भी अगर मैं बोलूं हे भगवान की ऐसा नहीं हो जाए कि मेरे पास बिल्कुल पैसा ना रहे, तो नहीं रहे, वो नहीं वर्ड तो प्रोसेस नहीं होता है, फिर पैसा नहीं रहता है फिर. So then I realized, oh God, I have been actually feeding wrong things to my subconscious, और वो वही ट्रू हो रहा है. So I need to change the way first. I think about myself and the thought process. So because then I later on realize that mind and body are connected. So the first thought of doing anything comes with a thought in your mind, and that has to be reflected by the body. Later on the body follows, right? But pehle to it's a thought in your mind. So that thought has to be so correct. It has to be so precise, so that your subconscious mind is just like a faithful servant, right? It will exactly do as you feed and tell it to do. It doesn't have a brain of its own. It cannot distinguish right from wrong. It cannot say whether it's right, logical also, reasonable also. No, it just does. But it's our mind which produces barriers, right? Is it possible for me to do something like that? Have I ever been successful earlier? Then I be successful now? Certain doubts obviously occur, right, to every person who goes for me. And when I realized that no, I need to learn. I learned from the best in the industry. I went to US. I learned from Dr. Richard Bandler himself. I did an entire NLP certification as a trainer and a master practitioner, and certified by Richard Bandler. So, who is the founder of NLP? Dr. Richard Bandler and John Grinder are the founders. So I learned it from the co-founder. And then I realized, first, what is it I need to apply to my own life, get it running better and the way I want it. And then, of course, counseling never came to my mind that time. I wanted to just improve on my own, my life first, and my children's, my husband's. And then when I realized, then, oh God, there are so many people who don't even know this basic fact. They are keep talking to themselves. There's a self-talk that keeps happening, more 90,000 thoughts on a day, each one of us thinks. And how many of them are totally negative? Okay, and then they are getting realized, they're getting manifested, and we don't even know. So I said, no, 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 I need to do something about this. And that's when I realized, paisa to aata rehta hai. Once we are committed to something, money definitely will follow. Okay, so not to bother so much about money, but we'll do it. And that's how, and of course, being a technical background helps a lot, Having an IT background helps so much. I am very comfortable with all technologies, and God forbid, whatever, the lockdown has thrown in this, that you have to use online mediums or teaching, training and everything. It's been a blessing then. Thank you. Back
Thank
to
you.
you, Sally.
Thank you so much, Snigdha. Let me tell you, I am also an MBA. I did my BSc Computers. I did my MBA. I am also an MCA. Okay, so and then I came to
Background. Yeah.
now. I followed my passion and came into events and media.
Great, great.
So next question is to Tilottama. Tilottama, you are certified in creative movement therapy. We would really want to know what is this exactly.
Hi, Chaitali. Yes. So, creative movement therapy, yes, many of you don't know, but it is about using the natural movements of our body. And for healing, it could be your physical healing, it also could be your mental healing, emotional healing. It's similar to dance, but it is not very structured. It is, even if you're not a dancer, not a trained dancer, doesn't matter. Everybody, every man, woman, child of any age uh, can explore and, use creative movement for self-expression, self-development, connecting with yourself, and for your overall emotional, mental wellness. Chitali, could you hear me? I can go on and on about it, but if you have any more questions, anybody,
Yes.
I know it is a very elusive and a very holistic topic. So if you have
We
any
must
more
have one
questions,
session with you, Tilottama. We will have one session with you
sure,
as well.
sure.
Yeah.
It is
Even
actually,
Snigdha also, we would really like to have one session with Snigdha also, because I think the other day I was listening to you on FB. It was wonderful session, Snigdha.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
so,
So we also
Chaitali,
would like
just
to
one
have
more
one
thing.
session with you. Yeah.
Sure. One more thing. Creative movement is based on the fact, one of the most foundational beliefs that mind and body are connected. And many healing techniques and philosophies stem from here, that mind and body are connected. Okay, so the way I feel in my mind definitely reflects in my body. And my body is actually an excellent instrument for connecting with my mind. So it helps me communicate and understand my mind. And it's, both of them are connected. So that's what the whole concept of creative movement therapy or dance movement therapy is based on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question I would like to ask Shalit. Shalit, since the travel industry was hit on a big way during pandemic, what is that innovative service did you start for your customers in order to manage your work, manage your activities?
Thank you, Chaitali, for the question. Since our core business is car rentals and we majorly cater to corporates, we were fortunate to be a part of evacuation of foreign nationals and transportation of essential workers. Because I guess at this time, medical equipment, medical practitioners, and all of the essential services and essential service workers needed to be transported from one place to another, especially because our railways are not working, metro isn't working. So they kind of needed transportation and we needed to move people around. So I guess this was one of the times I wouldn't say that the pandemic affected me too much for car rentals as far as I could cater to the essential services. But yes, of course, car rental is not only about essential services and employee transportation, it's also about luxury. I have been affected, or I think a lot of our businesses have been affected by this, and luxury doesn't move at this point of time. So the only good thing we could do is we were able to serve our customers even in the lockdown, which is a very, very positive thing that worked for us. In addition, yes, we did various things like car sanitization, grooming of chauffeurs, in addition to what we would do, checking on their temperatures, things like that. And the car isolation protection covers. I'm sure you guys are moving around in cars where you'd see kind of isolation covers that are placed between the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So these are things that we had to give special attention, special care to during this kind of a pandemic, just so that our travelers, our guests, our chauffeurs are all safe. Thank you. Shefali, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So that's really wonderful, Shalit, that you have come up with new innovative services. Now, next question is to Dr. Rani. You have treated behavioral disorders of many children through pranic healing. What is pranic healing basically? If you can throw some light on it.
Yeah, pranic healing is an energy exchange therapy. It is no medicine, no touch therapy, because it tells that our body it has some energy wheels which are guiding energy and helping various body processes to take place properly in harmony with the body, physical body, and nature, and also mind. So what happens is, whenever it is said that whenever a disease that we can see physically or pathologically, so to say, it first appears on energy level. That is, first the energy is disturbed, the chakra gets imbalanced, the energy that a chakra is carrying, it gets imbalanced due to disturbed thoughts and emotions. So if thoughts and emotions are disturbed, the chakra gets disturbed, and this is how it causes disturbance on the physical plane, or even only psychological plane also. So what we are doing with pranic healing is we are removing the diseased energy, we are removing the energy which is kind of negative energy also, and we are replenishing it with fresh energy. So we are just being we are mediating the flow of energy through some decided and result oriented protocols. So in children, what happens is, nowadays children are not so much being with nature. Like, you might have observed that they are wearing shoes all the time, they are wearing some kind of footwear all the time. Even if when they are on playgrounds, they are in shoes. Even in the houses, they are wearing chappals, and so many things that they are not in doing, so many things that they are not in touch with the earth. So the earth element gets disturbed, जो पृथ्वी तत्व बोलते हैं, and that is what is disturbing the mental stability, their root chakra, because root chakra is the basic chakra, the chakra which is first chakra, and it nourishes all the other chakras which are coming on the upper levels of the body. So what is happening is the grounding or earthing of the energy is not taking place, and that energy, that unregulated energy in the body is disturbing their thoughts and their emotions. So this is a fallout of the modern lifestyle, as well as they are more they are dealing with, you know, lots of screen time is there. They are away from nature. They are not playing with earth. मिट्टी से खेलना बहुत ही ना के बराबर हो गया है because of hygiene issues and all. So all this, their sleep pattern are disturbed a lot. They're not following natural laws of life or leading a normal life. So all these disturbances are causing major chakra imbalances. And what pranic healing is doing, thanks to a person who introduced me to pranic healing and pranic psychotherapy, that I am able, with along with my homeopathic treatment in children for behavior disorders, which works wonderfully well, I am able to make up for that 20-30% which is not being taken care by homeopathy. I am able to do it with pranic healing. So that is really, I mean, because their chakra are not that dirty, only that they are, you know, they're having some genetic issues because they themselves don't have their own willpower. So their immunity is very low. So what pranic healing will do is build up their immunity. It will also help them be more productive, more intelligent. I mean, they are already intelligent, but they're not able to use it because of the other issues, because of the disturbed chakral energy. So this is the way we are able to, you know, get them well with their health as far as immunity is concerned, and also some negative thoughts or some trauma, some mental trauma. They undergo some mental trauma in their childhood, which they are not able to express even to their parents or anyone at home. So those traumas are being taken care of, those phobias are being taken care of by, you know, cleaning up that energy with the help of pranic healing, and they are, you know, they are energized, re-energized with good energy with the help of pranic healing.
Superb. So this is something new which I have heard, learned from you today. I told you, ladies, every speaker is very unique and very different. So please, write all the important points what they are saying. So you will really learn something new. Julie, I have got a next question for you. You
Yes.
have said that you believe in change the things instead of waiting for things to change. So what is
Right.
the new change you applied in your business?
As you can see, the pandemic has really made us to change. I mean, forego a change. And I believe, life gets better if you change then by chance. So for my jewelry thing, जो Swarovski का है, so like since online is the new norm, so we are conducting online exhibitions. Then we are promoting our products on various online platforms. And one of the platform is We. Thank you, Shetali, that you asked me to enlist on the We platform as well. And the Swarovski kitty, which we used to run at our store, now we have shifted it to be on the virtual platform. So we are conducting our monthly Swarovski kitty virtually on Zoom. And then we have tied up with various boutiques as well as jewelry partner, and they have approached us as well. So it's, like Mil Jul ke we are doing it, like it's that way. So we can help, because since we both boutique, like in the sense that like we belong to the luxury sector as well as the boutiques, the clothes sector. We both have been badly hit actually. So we both are working together this way to come up. And last but not the least, like we have introduced discount coupons as well. And we are looking into some other process, it's in process, and we're looking into other aspects as well. So this is how we have brought the changes in our business in Swarovski. Yeah.
Very important. The change needs to be there.
Right.
Julie, you can also participate on 18th of October. We have pre-festive exhibition, online
Sure,
exhibition.
sure. We do. I mean, we are doing online, so definitely I'll get in touch with you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Chetali.
The next question I have for Snigdha. Snigdha, can you please explain us what exactly is past life regression therapy and how does it help in healing?
Yes. Um, Before what is past life, I hope everybody understand what hypnosis is. Okay, now hypnosis techniques are there as a part of NLP also. I'm also a licensed hypnotherapist. Now see, these techniques only work, first of all, if there's a resistance in the patient. Okay, if for example, they themselves don't want to change or they think that there's nothing wrong with them. Okay, they're perfectly fine. So it's the family who feels that yes, the person needs help, but then so there's so much of resistance consciously. The conscious mind is the one which can reason and logic and say right from wrong, right? So they feel there is nothing right, they are okay with themselves and they don't need any therapy, or most of the times this is what it is. Okay, and so the thing is, when there is conscious, there is your conscious mind gives you so much of resistance to try, to serve or to for that patient, then this works. And most of the times, I'll tell you, I have practiced NLP for more than now 11 years. So I definitely know NLP works. Of course, there are no medicines, nothing, no energy, that we need to change. It's basically tools and techniques. There are visualization exercises. There are so many very simple techniques to actually treat a lot of things like addictions, through then fears, phobias, mental health problems like OCDs. These are very easily treated by NLP. We don't need to actually, basic hypnosis is enough. Hypnotherapy also one needs to only go through if the patient himself is resisting. So we directly give instruction to the subconscious mind. So the conscious mind doesn't even know, and certain different energy changes occur and the person is treated over a period of time. So that is one, what is hypnosis. So basically past life regression also uses hypnosis. But then past life regression, basically it uses hypnosis in order to recover memories which are stored from your past lives. There are so many lives which are stored as a part of the unconscious mind. There's a conscious mind, there's a subconscious mind, and there's something called unconscious mind. Now the unconscious mind, all your past lives and past incarnations are actually stored. Okay, which is not easily accessible by the conscious mind. It's not accessible. Okay, so we need to get that person into. So this basically, why do we use this? We use it only if, right? Otherwise it can create complicated problems in the current life also. So we use only in the case that the patient and the family is convinced of something, which is not true for this life. In the sense, if a person feels that the person has immense attraction towards somebody, okay, or some kind of issues like these addictions, or some kind of physical somewhere in there is a severe headache, and your MRI scans and everything have ruled out everything, there is no problem, all right, everything happens, and then we've tried NLP as well, and still the person has convinced that this problem is janam ka to nahi hai. Probably, madam, try and explore my past life. Only in those cases we actually take individuals down to their past lives. They're accessing memories and experience and traumatic events of the past lives. Okay, but which are basically hidden in their unconscious mind. Now see, the thing is, life nowadays is so noisy. We have forgotten that there is something stored beneath all that noise and din of the city life that we have, and we need to go down and experience to be able to take out a patient's issue. Sometimes we need to, but I would recommend each one of you, of course it's a very very interesting field. Everybody wants to know their past. Everybody wants to know, okay, what my past life mein kya thi aur kya. It's not for fun, it's really not for fun, because I'll tell you what, it is, first of all, the past life regressionist does not have control over which life will come up. any lives, any 108 lives past which are stored, any of them, any incarnation may just come up. And then what happens is then, we don't have control over that. And sometimes they cause complications in the current life also. For example, right now you're married to somebody else, that person may be somebody else in your past lives, and somebody else somewhere else, and probably you may find your long lost lover somewhere else, So the thing is, don't take it for fun. Don't just try it out and say, let me see. Unless, whenever we do a past life regression, we ask the patient, what is the reason for going for past life? Unless we are convinced, no certified practitioner would ever recommend a PLR, a past life regression therapy. So be very careful, because it will probably open up a Pandora's box, and we would end up complicating our current lives, which otherwise was fine, except for some minor issues. That's where it is.
Thank you, Snigdha, for sharing. Really, I'm really happy to learn a lot of new things today. Thank you so much. So next, we have a question for Tilottama. What kind of challenges did you face during pandemic, and how did you diversify, or what changes did you make towards your business approach?
Right, thank you for that, Sanchali. And honestly,
Chaitali.
Sorry, Chaitali. Sorry, very sorry. I always confuse it in your name and Sanchali's name. Both of you are very good friends of mine now, and it's very similar names. Anyway, thanks, Chaitali, for that question. And yeah, so first thing, I did not face any challenge in my entrepreneur initiative that I'm into. Wellness, we have grown stronger, bigger, deeper, and we are growing every day. We're growing big time, and this pandemic actually has been quite a blessing in disguise for me. That's because people have become more aware and conscious and mindful of the fact that they need to take care of themselves, that we all need to take care of our mind, of our body. We cannot just go on with this mindless living for a very long time, because that's what caused this pandemic in the first place. So people have become very aware of it, and therefore my business and my entrepreneurial initiative has actually grown big time in the last 6 months. And one more thing, the way I have diversified, yes, I have, because see, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, the modality of doing things has changed. So it was offline more in the pre-pandemic time. Now it's more online. And as many of the women leaders here have shared, I myself have gained a lot from going online, because now my work is really boundless. I connect with people all over India, all over the world. And I'm actually very, very grateful for the way things are shaping up. So how have I diversified? As I said, modality. So we've gone online. And so people often ask me, in fact, the other day I was doing an Insta Live with a very dear friend of mine. And we were talking about, how people reach out to me and ask about, how do you do creative movement online? How do you do that? And how do you connect with people? But, sometime maybe I'll do it for all of you virtually, and you will realize that it's not really about online or offline. It's really about vibes. It's really about connecting. And that is very much possible, whether offline or online. Yes, we have changed our ways and methods, but yeah, it's very much possible. Secondly, how I have diversified is that I've moved big time into physical wellness. Reason being, see, I have always been passionate about wellness. That's been my life's calling. And, everything with wellness is what I'm excited about. But I began only with the mental and emotional wellness bit. And I thought that that would be my life's calling. But the more I got into it, I realized, as I talked about mind and body connect, I realized that if I don't delve into the body, if I don't care about my body, if I don't take care of the body, then my mind it's just a half-baked effort then. If you want to really do something holistic, a holistically well life, if you want to lead, then you have to care for the mind body. And that's why I got into physical wellness. It has worked wonders for me, you know, supplementation and yoga and exercise and really leading a very healthy life. So that's B. And C, the biggest realization that I've ever had in my business journey is that, you know, diversification only gives you value when you know how to create and sustain it over a long period of time. Okay, so it's not just about pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. Let me make it very simple to understanding here, all women entrepreneurs. We need to understand one thing. Do you really want your business to continue only till the time you are doing it? You know, because the big question is, I'm a movement therapy facilitator. So I stop, my business stops. I'm a wellness coach. I stop, I take a day off, my business stops. Okay, I'm not earning, I'm not contributing. So then I realized in the value of creating a residual income, and that's possible through collaboration. And then I realized that's my life's calling, because why do I want to keep all of this only to myself when I can really enable people become leaders like me? You know, so I create leaders. That's what I do. I help people lead healthy lives and I make them self-leaders. So when I do that, I'm not only doing my business, I'm actually expanding it and creating more business leaders. You know, so that is what I do. And that is the most important part of the way I have diversified, and why I say that this pandemic has really taught me a lot. It has made me into a much finer entrepreneur than I ever would have imagined to be, unless this has happened, you know. So yeah, thanks for that, and back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So next question we have for Charlotte. Charlotte, why do you feel diversification is business is important? Charlotte?
Yes, diversification is, I guess, the most important concept to reach our financial goals. Well, at the same time, it ensures that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So having said that, I guess it minimizes the risk of loss to your overall portfolio. And I also see it as an exposure to more opportunities for return. And it also safeguards your adverse market cycles. So yeah, I guess that's why it's so important to diversify in business.
Super. So thank you, Charlotte. And next question I have for Dr. Rani. Dr. Rani, you take 21 days program on Kids Diet Challenge. What exactly do you cover during that program?
Yes, as I told you earlier, Chaitali, I take into considerations all the health quotients of a child for overall development: IQ, EQ, PQ, and SQ. So I am not leaving any quotient upturned, like I am taking care of each one of it. So as far as PQ is concerned, that is physical quotient, I just thought that when I'm consulting a child and telling him about the food pyramid and an ideal diet to be followed, like elders, they cannot do it. That is what I found. So in this lockdown, what happened was there were some like a handful of consultations coming up. So I just thought of putting them in a group, and what I came up with was 21 days diet challenge. So therein I take daily Zoom sessions and I educate them, because as a child is educated about all the subjects, but not about the food. That like they are putting, we all are in fact putting food every day, 365 days, but what to put, frequency, portion of it. So, you know, in the bodybuilding age of children, if they are taught how to do conscious eating and mindful eating, that would really help them get a good physique. And also, you know, that also affects their performance mentally. Even cognitive functions of brain are affected if they are constantly on junk food. So here I'm day by day, in a step-by-step pattern, I am asking them to take up challenges. Like I ask them to take up high immunity diet challenge, then high protein diet challenge, then high iron diet challenge, calcium diet challenge, and so on. So what I'm telling them, very gradually I'm taking them towards an ideal food chart for the day. I'm explaining them the food pyramid, the various nutrients that are coming from various food sources. So slowly they're doing it, they're eating it daily, because I'm taking follow up the next day what they have eaten, like high iron challenge. I asked them to take sattu shake, anjeer dates shake. So they are showing me, they are posting the pics on the groups, and they're motivating each other to do so. I also explain about, food label reading, because, what they do is just open up a packet and eat it and put it into their body. But our body is not a junk bean. So we cannot, put anything and unmindfully. So I'm also teaching them how to read food labels, because it is an era of extensive food packaging. So one need to get educated about the various ingredients which are there listed on the food packets, so that they can control the food portions as well as frequency, because they need more of proteins and other foods. But unless they are food educated, they will not be doing that, they will not be following. So like mama pura time piche rehti, khao. So what I am doing, what all mama, I am getting the feedback from all the mothers, is that you have made our job very easy, because they are motivating each other in a group, because kids always learn by two things: they learn in group very well, and they learn by doing. And that is what I'm making them do, like making them sprout the beans, baking a healthy cake out of atta and not maida. And they also how to culture the milk and prepare daily curd for themselves, cut the salad for whole family, preparing it and serving whole family, not to waste food. And also I take them with a virtual tour of the farms and fields, how the vegetables are grown, how the fruits are grown, and other paddy and all. So no, they come to know how the food has come from farm to fork, like to their plate. So if they're aware of it, the efforts which are put behind bringing that food to our plate, they are really respectful to it, they don't waste the food in the first place. So this is how I've got wonderful feedback from this 21 days diet challenge, and they have taken it wonderfully well. India is really ranking second in childhood obesity as well as malnutrition. So what really is needed is mass education about food, good food, and about the food groups and healthy diet, and how we can manage our appeal to eat junk food. Because if they are being taught systematically, scientifically about various food ingredients and how they contribute for good health, like I tell them, if you eat less of proteins, you will not have stamina of day long activities that you want to enjoy your childhood. You will get tired soon, and so many other things related to their vision, because if they want to enjoy all the on screen things, they need to have good eyesight. So again, for that, good food is important. So this is how I tell them the importance in a like in the form of a presentation, and very systematic, and they are like always eager to know more. And what I've been telling was that from 1st September to 7th September, instead of me talking about nutrition all the time to children, what I did was I gave them topics, various topics, and the children, they prepared the whole session, 20-minute session, and had conducted those on my from my Facebook page. And the number of views, and the people, like parents are happy, kids are happy, other kids are like, ma'am, even I want to participate. And they're so, and the one who is doing it also, like out of guilt, अरे नहीं, जब मैं खुद ऐसा बता रहा हूँ, तो I should not be doing that. They're preparing nutritious recipe, they are demonstrating nutritious recipes, and they're themselves finding out what is missing in the meals. So what is my aim is, ultimately they should themselves come to know what is missing in their meals. So they themselves tell कि मम्मा सिर्फ पोहा नहीं बनाना है, वो मैम ने कहा है कि चना और पोहा, cereals and like proteins भी जाना चाहिए and cereals भी जाना चाहिए. So this is what I am trying to educate them for lifetime. So this just 21 days program is I just thought was enough to educate them and take them further on the journey of good health.
Thank you. So you're doing wonderful work, Dr. Rani, in various sectors.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you so much.
yeah. So, Julie, I have next question is for you. And for
Yes.
you, what is diversification and why is it so important in business?
I think it is necessary because for one's growth in today's fast-paced life, because you cannot rely on one source of income. And secondly, I think it gives business stability. I mean, it gives stability to your business, existing business as well, because it acts as a backup also. In case your product or your market falls, you can rely on that. I mean, you can go back to it, and until you recover, it can help you to move ahead. So I think diversification is a good growth strategy. And my reason for diversification into network marketing was because when I found, like, I was really surprised to see when the other businesses were closed, including mine also. We were sitting at home only. But this industry, network marketing industry, was giving sustainable business, and it was in boom, and still is in boom. So it really aroused the curiosity inside me. And since my childhood friend, she is into network marketing for the last 20 years. And when she, made me understand the concept and the system of the industry, it really appealed to me. And without a second thought, I joined in. I really grabbed the opportunity and I joined in. And moreover, I saw her success and growth from the last 20 years. So I didn't have an iota of doubt about the network industry. So, and moreover, I was sitting at home also that time, and I was working from home. The workload was also, the pressure was less. So I had the time, and I really wanted to use it constructively. And it served as a small step for my big dreams. So without stepping out of home, so I said, why not join the network marketing as well? And under her guidance and support, I'm really doing well, and hope to continue ahead. Yes. Thank you.
Super. So next question I have to Snigdha. Snigdha, you enable transformations through counseling. So did you face any kind of challenges during pandemic? And if yes, how did you overcome it? But I don't think you face any challenges.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Probably, I think the counseling, mental counseling, or the therapy industry, probably I think that was the one of the industry which did booming business. And another thing is that nowadays I see everybody is turning to counseling. Every
Counseling.
overnight people have turned into counselors. I do not know it may backfire, because sometimes patients do not really realize who all are there. So it's better that people check how many years a person experience matters, right? Overnight you can't become like, as you can't study entire year's portion in one day before the exam and give it, and you can pass in flying colors. Doesn't happen. Yes. Yes, for me, uh, unfortunately, I do not know whether being in Mumbai, this is something I really wanted to tell everybody. Whether it was being in Mumbai or had I been in some other city, probably I would have got lesser cases. But I solved around 66 cases in the entire lockdown. I have counted them. I
Yeah,
counted
that's
them
what you have mentioned.
15, 20 days ago. 66 cases of now these are not only depression and anxiety. These were mainly suicidal cases. Now this is something alarming. That means that many people, actually, one way it is good, that many people seek help, professional help for their issues. That's a good thing. But I can imagine those thousands who did not go to any professional help, or did not seek any professional help. Then what happened to them? See, I have clinics, yes, in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, but then I wasn't at my clinic. I was handling online counseling. So many people are not comfortable with online counseling. Even I am not very comfortable, because जो बात आप सामने बैठ के कर सकते हो वो आप नहीं कर सकते ऑनलाइन में. बहुत सारे clues miss हो जाते हैं. Lot of time people are lying. Lot of time we can't. Those clues are totally absent. So वो online counseling में बहुत important है, and that doesn't happen. So it was very scary to think of those thousands who did not come, to any counselor, forget me, anybody else, did not seek help, what happened to them? Because this is an alarming rise. I mean, I am sitting in one corner of Navi Mumbai, you know. I do get clients from across Mumbai. That's another thing, from world, from the entire one corners of world. There's some countries which I can't, names I can't even, you know, cities I can't even pronounce. But then yes, I do. But no, this was alarming. That means what I realize is the mental health is declining. People are so lonely in metro cities. People have nobody, no I would say comfortable communication between even a husband and wife. The amount of marital splits that have occurred, you know, not necessarily getting into divorce only, but when you are 24/7 breathing, you know, to your spouses, down your spouse's neck all the time, because the lockdown has forced you to, you have nowhere to go, your children are 24/7 roaming around you, you know, it crops up another level of issues, you know, which were not there. These problems were not there before the pandemic, you know. So those were newly created issues. But yes, then I realized lot of other things. I realized, let me talk from my experience. I love telling my own experiences. I don't know whether it matters. But then I realized, like, as so many else of you would have realized, that if we ask for help, help is available. The problem with women, we women are, we take everything, you know, we take every whole thing. अरे पूरा घर मुझसे ही नहीं चल रहा है. I realize my husband can mop and do pocha, jhadu pocha also very well, much better than me. He can wash the windows better than what I do. And I लगता है husbands जो है वो इवन बर्तन बहुत अच्छा धो लेते हैं. तो मैं 6 दिन में एक बार बोलती प्लीज मेरे बर्तन क्लीन हो जाएंगे. That's one. I realize my son could make rotis. That's. Then I also realized a lot of people needed help, and it did not. This is the first time I realized slowly the society is opened up to professional mental counseling, which used to happen earlier. It used to happen that if you go to a mental health counselor, मतलब आप पागल या crazy होने चाहिए. You should be labeled as mad. Only mad people go to counselors. Not true. If you know, why are you waiting till you become mad or crazy to go to a counselor? It can be arrested very sooner when the symptoms occur. So वो realization धीरे धीरे with society, with media, and thank God forbid the SSR case, you know, it has opened up. People have become what I would say, people have become more open and more sensitive to these kind of issues, and it's been this has fortunately worked in favor of all therapists. Even Tilottama would agree with me, you know, Julie would, Dr. Rani definitely would, that yes, it has opened up the sensitivity towards, and now people are not thinking ये पागल है या crazy है, इसलिए उसको help चाहिए. बोलते भैया प्लीज उसको हेल्प कर दो, नहीं तो कुछ और भी हो सकता है. तो गुड, इट्स अ गुड थिंग फॉर अस. एंड यस, आई हैव हैंडल इन द सेंस lot of friends who you earlier used to not open up and never admit that they had issues, slowly started admitting. People started admitting, yes, that we are lonely. See, people are there in a family and still lonely. There are elders, there are senior citizens, you know, who really require people to just talk to. Financially, they are okay. They don't require your money. They don't require. This is something I realize. I have 3 senior citizens in my own house. You know, I have in-laws, and my mother-in-law's mother also stays with us. So I certainly realize they also have emotional needs. And this lockdown also forced me to spend so much of time with them. And I realized that, yes, they are so lonely otherwise. You know, they are just looking for people. So that's the reason they narrate same stories over and over again, just to amuse themselves. And, you know, otherwise life is lonely. And, you know, we should connect, as Julie said about network marketing, or even network communication that we were talking about. Communication is so very important in a relationship. Yes, I have realized that. And everything is based on this communication only, how we communicate. And NLP teaches you how to communicate so that other people actually understand you, not the way you want it, but by the level of the others. You know, what is he understanding from you? That's what. Thank you so much, Chetali, for putting this up.
Thank you, Snigdha. Frankly speaking, I would really like to associate with you my company Shriyam Communications and Solutions, which is also into training solutions for the corporate. So I
Right.
will definitely catch up with you. And today, actually, I came to know you better because I think this is the first time I'm actually interacting
Really
with you in this way.
right.
So it's really wonderful to know you, and really I really liked your session the other day also and today also. Dr. Rani, I come to you. You also take Sanskrit Stotra Pathan classes. I'm very
Yes.
curious to know what is the link between this program and your profession, and how did this idea come in your mind? Come over in your mind?
Yeah, as I told you again, as a part of grooming the all the quotients of which constitute health quotient in its totality is the spiritual quotient also, which nowadays with this modern lifestyle is somewhere left out, and that is one of the biggest reason why people, even after earning so much, having everything that they always dreamed of, are clueless as to what they were looking for actually in life, or what things will what things will make them really happy. So ऐसे अचानक से बड़े होंगे तब नहीं हो जाएगा कि हाँ मुझे ये करना चाहिए, पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ क्या है, अर्निंग कर लूंगा, पढ़ लूंगा, उसके बाद अर्न करूंगा, उसके बाद मैं करूंगा क्या ये सब चीजों से, या मैं अगर रिलेटिव्स को छोड़ता हूँ, मैं कम्युनिकेट नहीं करता हूँ, सो हाउ डू आई सेलिब्रेट माई हैप्पीनेस अलोन, how do I celebrate my achievements alone? So all these seeds are to be sown in early childhood. That is what I always thought. तो जितना भी डिप्रेशन और बाकी की चीजें अभी ऊपर आ रही है, so when all these things, like they have come up, like I've been counseling parents also. When I'm treating a child, I'm also counseling the parents, and both the parents, not just one. So I come to know, I note down the daily routine of a child. So it surprises me that there is no mention that they with their children, they sit maybe for Shubham Karoti in the evening, Sandhya Kal, or in the morning after taking bath. It is like just somehow, struggling and just going to the school, pushing them to school, then just coming back, doing their assignments, and just pushing them into their beds. So this is what is happening. So how would that be a rewarding life, remuneration in the sense of fulfilling life, I can say. तो ये सब चीजें सब मेरे दिमाग में चल रही थी, तो I just thought कि I should be coming up with something called spirituality in children in the way of prayers. कि प्रेयर क्या होती है, जैसे स्कूल छूट रही है बस जल्दी जल्दी प्रेयर बोल लो, छुट्टी हो जाएगी स्कूल की बस जल्दी से, थैंक यू गॉड फॉर एवरीथिंग. नो, thanking God, that attitude of gratitude has to be there from early childhood. Saying thanks to even a bag. मैं बच्चों को बोलती हूँ अगर बैग नहीं रहेगा तो आप रोज इतनी बुक्स अपने हाथों में कैसे उठा के ले जाओगे, उलाओगे. तो दिस वे दे आर एबल टू कनेक्ट विद लिटिल इवन नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स. दिस इज ऑल स्पिरिचुअलिटी. जैसे बोलते हैं ना कि वी आर नॉट ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैविंग स्पिरिचुअल एक्सपीरियंस, वी आर स्पिरिचुअल बीइंग्स हैविंग ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस. दिस इज आवर इनकारनेशन. ओके, तो ये क्या होता है, अब जैसे संस्कृत पठन की बात है, मोस्टली आर लाइक कल्चर एंड ट्रेडिशन, दे ऑल आर कमिंग थ्रू वेरियस स्तोत्र, जहाँ पे हम जो देता है वो देवता है ऐसा मानते हैं और उनका गुणगान, उनकी स्तुति करते हैं. सो वॉट एवर विच एवर थिंग्स आर गिविंग अस, जो हमें दे रहा है उन्हें देवता समझे और हम उनकी स्तुति करें, तो दे आर पुट इनटू सम संस्कृत श्लोक एंड वर्सेस. So what I'm doing is, and one more aspect is there. Some neuroscientists have confirmed after research that Sanskrit has got a very good effect on brain functions. It has said to increase some brain regions. They have got bigger, the areas have got bigger, and they are also able to develop a logical mind. That is, the left and right sided brain get balanced, because when you're reading Sanskrit, you have to be so alert, because if you want to pronounce it correctly, you need to, put all your attention. So in children, that is a kind of meditation. It is said that children are not supposed to go for any meditation sessions, but when they are focusing all their senses on doing particular activity, they are meditating in a way. So when they are reading Sanskrit, they are kind of training their brain, and train your brain. It is a part of all the activities that I undertake of the train your brain activity. So one of it is Sanskrit reading. I have also subscribed to Sudharma, that is only one newspaper of its kind in India and Asia, which is in Sanskrit. So even that is there. So I make those, children who come to my place to read paragraphs, news from that newspaper. And also, I have seen, even I have read that the research says that there is 40% decline in use and abuse of substances, and also 60% decline in psychological conditions like depression. So, chanting the Siddha mantras have their own effect on chakra. जैसे कपड़े में सिलवट होती है, हम झटकते और सीधा कर देते हैं, सिलवट निकल जाती है. Likewise, the micro vibrations that are being created while chanting and in rhythm, in a rhythmic fashion, and all together, जो बोलते हैं ना सत्संग का जो फायदा होता है वो उन बच्चों को मिलता है. So, for example, I had taken up an event of Ganesh Atharvashish recitation. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि सबसे फर्स्ट बेसिक चक्र हम बोलते हैं मूलाधार सिद्धोसी नित्यम, दैट इज गणपति. तो गणपति मूलाधार चक्र के स्वामी है, वहां गणपति इज प्रथम पूज्य. तो मैं बच्चों को वो बताती हूँ साइंटिफिकली कि दिस इज लाइक आपका अर्थ एलिमेंट जो है, स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ माइंड, योर सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट, योर सेंस ऑफ सिक्योरिटी विल कम व्हेन द बेसिक चक्र इज स्ट्रॉन्ग, व्हेन इट इज गुड एंड बैलेंस्ड. So the children are neither hyperactive, neither they are, nor they are lethargic. So that is the way that Ganpati Stotra will take care of the basic chakra of children and improve their concentration. And parents बोलते हैं कि intelligent नहीं है, उसको ये क्लास में वो क्लास में. Intelligent, every child is intelligent. It is only that उनका मन लगना चाहिए. So when you are serving those activities to children, it is a thing where we need to focus. So connecting with God is what I basically achieved through this, and raising their spiritual quotient. And really, I ask them to take care of the good turns that they are doing daily. तो संस्कृत में ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें आती है. आई एक्सप्लेन इट विद अर्थ. मैं अर्थ सहित उनको बताती हूँ, तो उनको पता चलता है कि कहीं ना कहीं जो हमारे मैथमेटिशियंस है, जो ऋषि मुनि है, दे वर एक्चुअली रिसर्चर्स ऑफ दैट टाइम. तो वो रिसर्च साइंटिस्ट रह चुके हैं, और इंडिया के कल्चर और ट्रेडिशन में ये सब चीजें पहले ऑलरेडी है, अबाउट डाइट इन डिफरेंट सीजन एंड सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स. सो आई रिलेट देम. जैसे मैंने शुभम करोति लिया था संस्कृत रेसिटेशन, तो दैट इज डन एट द संधि काल ऑफ डे एंड नाइट. तो दैट ट्वाइलाइट टाइम सबसे ज्यादा मेंटल इंस्टेबिलिटी होती है, बहुत ज्यादा रेस्टलेसनेस होती है. अगर आप लोगों ने भी देखा होगा तो शाम के समय आपको लगता है कि कहीं जाऊं, मैं किसी से बात करूं, मैं बहुत अकेला फील कर रहा हूं, अकेली फील कर रही हूँ. तो एट दैट टाइम वी डू शुभम करोति, वी लाइट अप अ लैम्प, वी डू प्रेयर्स. तो बच्चों को ये बोलते हैं कि आपके घर में अगर कोई बीमार है तो आप उनके लिए प्रे करो, आपको कुछ चाहिए तो आप भगवान को बोलो कि सो दैट यू डेवलप इंटरेस्ट इन दैट एक्टिविटी. ऐसा नहीं कि देगा हरी पलंगावरी कि हमको पलंग पे ही सब कुछ दे दो, नो नॉट. तो प्रेयर्स भी कैसी होनी चाहिए, और उनको मैंने अलग अलग वार को भी अलग अलग प्लैनेट से मैंने कोरिलेट करके उनको बताया है. सो एवरीथिंग इज साइंटिफिक इन इट. दैट इज व्हाट आई ऑलवेज ट्राई टू मेक अ पॉइंट.
So, Dr. Rani, I would really, talk to you on this in offline, because I have I have a group called Happy Parents, which a lot of people don't know. So we can do something for that group as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So next, the last round of questions. Now we can start with Tilakama. If you can give a message to women entrepreneurs.
Sure, Chaitali, thanks. To women entrepreneurs, my message would be make a goal, stay on your path, don't ever lose sight of that goal, because everything is possible as long as we walk on the path. So make the most of it and shine on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tilakama. Next, I would request Charlotte, what message do you want to give to our women entrepreneurs? Charlotte?
Yes. I would like to tell all of us as women entrepreneurs to recognize you in the you, and keep yourself constantly in touch with education, literature, knowledge from various sources and real life experiences of people. And choose your role model, follow them, because we are the product of our thoughts. What we think is what we become. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalit. So, dear all, you will find all Shalit services enlisted on V's e-commerce platform www.v-online.com. And I'm happy to inform you that my organization, Shriyam Communication and Solutions, which is into corporate services, is associated with Speedways for corporate travel services. So next, Julie, we would request a message from you for our women entrepreneurs.
Uh, for everyone out there, I believe like we women are born leaders. So we should enhance our leadership skills and stop letting great ideas live and die in your head. Take a chance, just do it, and you will be pleasantly surprised. And don't procrastinate, because there's never a tomorrow and there's no right time. So we have to make the time right. So I believe in that, and we should follow our passion and dreams. And last but not the least, love yourself. Thank you.
Superb, superb, Julie. So, dear all, you will find Julie's products as well enlisted on V's e-commerce platform www.v-online.com. So, next the question to Snigdha. How important is diversification in business and message to women entrepreneurs?
Yes, diversification definitely is important. Not only like as somebody mentioned here, that don't keep all your eggs in the same basket. Not only from the financial security point of view, that एक business चलाओ, दूसरा run multiple businesses to have more financial, not only financial security, emotional security also. It's not only necessary from that aspect, but I would mention this that. When we diversify, we use different skill sets also. It's not just that one skill set. Like for example, 10 years ago, if I shut down one business, I had that skill set of IT, computers, and my marketing skills. Okay, so but then like if I take my own example, if we diversified, I realized that once this Maslow's pyramid, no,
Right.
anybody who's done MBA would know, right?
Yeah.
We have certain basic needs, and this pyramid goes on narrowing, and then the top we have our spiritual and other needs. So once our basic needs are fulfilled, we would go further, and one can't become a spiritual person unless you don't have food to eat, or a shelter or something else. So these comes with age, with time, with everything. So the skill set is very important. We all have, we women specifically, we are multi-talented, multifunctional, and multi whatnot. Actually, we can manage emotions. We are so sensitive. We manage, and we can really create rapport with people. We are naturally born, we have this quality. So utilize this quality and this skill set. Every job, every thing that we did required a different different facet. Every skill set was very different. So recognize the skill set that you're good at. When I realized, when I was in IT, I found it, I'll tell you, there must be a reason I must be coming out of that industry when it was still doing well, is because one got bored, because it is very monotonous. So when I realized, okay, what is the next thing that I need to do? What am I good at? When I try to narrow down to 10 things that I'm good at, then I realized I'm very good at solving people's issues, probably not being able to apply the same to myself, but I was very great at solving others. दूसरों को मुझे पूछेंगे तो मैं बहुत अच्छे से बता सकती थी, yes, this is, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. I could give them choices. So one thing is that we women have all the resources that we have. Seriously, we do not lack money, we only lack the initiative. There are so tons of business which do not require investment, which do not require this. They only require willpower. And that we women, I have seen that women have not recognized it in themselves. We can, and we should. I am not saying people should not be homemakers, or it's bad being homemakers. It is extremely good. A woman who's a homemaker would is already talented. She's doing a job that none of these corporate guys actually can do, which probably, you know, the lockdown, you know, I had a student in my class who was running a $400 trillion business of the world. He was my student, and he told me, I took some 5 minutes to complete some housework and take my class at 12:30. He told me, madam, I don't understand, you know, I can run businesses, I can close deals in 15 countries of the world, but I can't do this housework the way y'all women do. So much of respect they had. When these people at that scalability level have so much of respect from women, why we don't have respect for ourselves and our own capability? We all have resources. Seriously, none of us are lacking in any resources. It's high time we realize this. And when we diversify, we move from a skill set to another one. And another thing, I have something that learn from failures in one business. If you do not learn from failures, हमने एक business बंद करके एक दूसरा क्यों start किया? Shortcomings कुछ तो थे, कुछ नया हमको यहाँ दिखा, तो हमने पहली बात क्या, ये skill मेरे में नहीं था कि मेरे को ये बंद करना पड़ा. वैसा wasn't I very good in finances or managing money or managing accounts, that part. So the money did not come. What was, so we learn our shortcomings. We should know our shortcomings. Why did we shut? So that's what I said, learn more from failures. Success तो सब लोग learn करते हैं ना, इतने mentors, इतने stories, इतने celebrities हैं, they are all very successful. We all know how to build successes. As Dr. Rani mentioned something, children nowadays, you know, I have seen not only children, even elders, nobody knows how to face failures. Failures will happen in life. You may succeed or not, that's another thing, but failures definitely have to be, it's going to be constant. ये हमारे जिंदगी में हमेशा रहने वाला है. आजकल के बच्चों को failures ही face करने नहीं आते. बच्चे क्या, even adults, you know, they can have plush corporate jobs, but one failure puts them, you know, behind 10 years in even in financial. So that's this is not, when we are a 21st century, I mean, when we are, you know, moving so ahead, we want to be so accessible, everything, you know, and the world is opened up. Like with pandemic, great thing is up. We are having clients from across the world. We are, you know, suddenly the scalability has become huge. So what's stopping us women? You know, we can have suppliers anywhere, we can have buyers anywhere, you know, everything is so much possible. And I thank the pandemic for this, actually, to recognize, so to making so many women realize their actual potential. That's, thank you.
Thank you, Snigdha, so much. I think from today onwards, I have become your fan. Yeah, I really got to know you so well today, and I would really like to attend one of your session as well now.
Yeah, and so have I. You know, I love the sessions. You know, today now the discussions that we're having, you know, we've never been actually been able to talk across, but now I really understand. Okay, what Dr. Rani is, WE members तो ये सभी हैं, but कितने time से हैं, but I do not know कि this is what she believes in, and this is what she does. This Sanskrit Shoka Patan, which is there, you know, something is, it never struck me. You know, I've learned so much, and I've actually taken down notes. You know, see these, I've taken down notes. You all are inspiring.
Okay, same here. I have also taken down the notes. Okay. So finally, Dr. Rani, I come to you, and yeah, before that, I would also like to say that Snigdha, you will find all Snigdha's online courses enlisted on V's e-commerce platform, www.v-online.com. Okay. So Dr. Rani, what are the new initiatives you have conducted during lockdown? I think there were some initiatives like, you know, for the child and by the child, some programs.
Yes.
What do you feel about diversification? We would like to have a message for our women entrepreneurs.
Yes. Till like before 6 months, I was working in a chamber, as I said, and I was really consulting just a few patients. But then after this lockdown came, I just was looking forward to something else which can really make me, you know, work, because I am a person who cannot sit idle. So I just thought कि जो मैं सब कुछ एडवाइस कर रही थी, जो मैं सिर्फ बता रही थी पेरेंट्स को कि आप ये करिए, बच्चे को स्टोरी बोलकर सुनाइए, आप ऐसा करिए, आप सुपर ब्रेन योगा करवाइए, एंड दिस दैट सो मेनी थिंग्स. So what I did, I just picked up all these advices that I used to give, और मैंने वही सारे चीजें कंडक्ट की ऑनलाइन. And the special feature of Red Apple Kids is by the kids, for the kids. So 70% of the activities are conducted by the kids, because I feel that a kid is able to inspire another one of his age in a better way. It can motivate him better. So in as far as nutrition is concerned, and all other things like chess, like Be Fit C for teenager girls, like Storia, jisme story audios are by the kids, for the kids. I have a team so who are recording audio, story audios, and Mandala is also by the kids, for the kids. And there are so many other like Ganpati Banao and art workshops and everything. So इसमें क्या होता है कि ये सारी जो एक्टिविटीज हैं इसमें बच्चे दूसरे जो बच्चे ले रहे हैं at the receivers end, they are really motivated and they are so comfortable. Even brain yoga, one 11th standard student is undertaking those sessions of brain yoga. So the mind, after all, like behind all these classes are like mine, but I am getting it done from teenagers or from people, from kids of any age up to like not married. और इवन नाउ फिलहाल में ही रोबोटिक्स क्लासेस चल रही है, कोडिंग एंड रोबोटिक्स, दैट इज ऑल्सो बीइंग अंडरटेकन बाय अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ 12th स्टैंडर्ड साइंस. सो दैट इज डूइंग अ ह्यूज सक्सेस. बच्चों को बहुत पसंद आ रहा है, पूरा टाइम वो गगन सर एंड ऑल दैट इज देयर. तो ये इसमें क्या हुआ था एक बार और मेरे हस्बैंड ने कहा था, ही इज इक्वली इन्वॉल्व इन ऑल द रेड एप्पल किड्स एक्टिविटीज. तो उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे बच्चों को बोला, आई हैव 2 kids, one is 18 years old and another one is 16 years old daughter. तो उनको बोला कि अभी तुम लोग समर में क्या करते हो, कुछ नहीं, ये वो, अभी तो स्क्रीन टाइम ही रहता और कुछ नहीं. इट वाज अ थिंग ऑफ पास्ट लाइक 2 years बिफोर. तो बोले तुम अपने सब फ्रेंड्स को बुलाओ एंड कुछ तो ऐसा आर्ट चीजें बनाओ जिसको सेल करके व्हाट वी अर्न वी विल सपोर्ट गर्ल चाइल्ड एजुकेशन. So that was undertaken. 15 days like that span was there. 15 दिनों में 400 bookmarks बनाया बच्चों ने. A group of 10 kids. They just used their spare time, जो दोपहर का टाइम उनका रहता था, they used it. और वो सेल करके they raised around 13,000 and they supported 3 girl children with their fees. So this is by the kids, for the kids, and there are so many other initiatives like this that have been undertaken, and I'll be taking up. I'll keep that doing. One more thing, we have taken up a Vibhu initiative, जिसमें कि senior citizens को हम लोग one like health hour every day हम लोग free of cost हम लोग उनको दे रहे हैं, like yoga, art, nutrition, and some meditation therapy to senior citizens. So 1st October was Senior Citizens Day, and that day we had taken up that initiative. We have started it and forever. तो मैं मतलब मेरी जैसी ही फ्रेंड्स को मैं कहूँगी कि यू हैव टू स्टेप आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन टू ओपन अप द वर्ल्ड ऑफ पॉसिबिलिटीज. इफ यू सी, आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि आपकी छोटी सी दुनिया में कोई सम मसीहा विल कम एंड पिक अप them out of that thing. No, you have to be your own messiah. No one is going to come for you. Right. They are just going to give you a hand, but they are not just going to lift it all the time throughout your life. So you have to be your own motivator. And one thing they have to keep in mind is that we should have that thing, ki I have to inspire my females of my sort. I should be a source of inspiration for others. So somewhere we are drawing inspiration from others, and we should also be giving inspiration to others. That would really fuel our desire to do something more than our household chores, which is more remunerating, I feel. तो एक नदी के जैसे बहना है, नदी कभी नहीं रुकती है कि हाँ कोई पत्थर आगे बीच में रुक गई और बंद हो गई बहना. No, it flows on and on and on. So that is how we should make our lives. When God opens, जैसे एक दरवाजा बंद होता है दूसरा खुलता है, we have to keep our eyes and mind open. That is what we have to do. Yes, Chaitanya.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rani. I mean, I will definitely connect you to a lot of people. I think they will be really happy to collaborate with you.
Thank you so
I think there are no much attendees to ask the question. So I will be, sending the videos to you all, and after editing them. Okay. And
Thank you.
to summarize, yes, make a goal and follow it. Recognize your potential, enhance your leadership skills, follow your passion, and love yourself. Um, your skills, recognize your skill set and utilize them. Learn from your failures, be innovative, and be self motivated.